Good. We are going to continue from where we left off the last time, when we have trigonometric ratio of one angle. How do we use that ratio to determine trigonometric ratio, other trigonometric ratios for the same angle? So an example, as you see on your screen, is the fact that we have the sine of an angle and the ratio is 4/5. How do we use that information to find other trigonometric ratios, that is cos A and sine A? Sorry, tan A. Good. We have the information that A is an obtuse angle. So if A is an obtuse angle, then it means that we will have to actually draw the right angle triangle in the second quadrant. Remember, the sine, the cosine, and the tangent are applied to right angle triangles. And in that right angle triangle, we cannot have, apart from the 90 degrees, we cannot have any angle which is even up to 90. So if the angle is obtuse, what we have to do is to look for the equivalent acute angle so that we can apply the ratios. All right, so let me draw the right angle triangle in the second quadrant. Obtuse angles are in the second quadrant. So this is my right angle triangle, and the acute angle equivalent is going to be shown in the second quadrant, as I have indicated. The sine of the angle is 4/5, and we know that by definition, the sine of an angle is a ratio of the opposite side to the hypotenuse. And so we're going to put the opposite side to have a length 4 and then the hypotenuse 5. Jedediah, can you
Yes.
help us find the length of the adjacent side?
Yeah, 5 squared is equal to 4 squared plus x squared is 7.
Okay, so it means that we say let the adjacent side have the length x. Then we have x squared plus 4 squared. This is 5 squared. All right. So when you solve for x, you're going to get, I think, 3.
Yes.
All right. Now here, once the angle is in the second quadrant, we know which ratios will have positive values, which ratios will have negative values. Good. What is cos A? Jedediah, can you continue?
Cos
What is
A,
cos A?
3/5.
Yes, but in that quadrant, if you find the cosine of an obtuse angle, cosine of an obtuse angle has a negative result or negative value. So even though the sides of the triangle do not have negative values, looking at the fact that the angle we are dealing with is an obtuse angle. And let me say that, yes, the angle A is obtuse, but we cannot show an obtuse angle in the right angle triangle. We rather use its acute angle equivalent. And that is how come you see the A written there, because that size A cannot be more than 90. But as I've explained, we are looking for the equivalent acute angle. And so that is how come I have the A there. All right, so cos A is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, but in that quadrant, because cos is negative, we shall have negative 3/5. Good. Elisa, what is tan A? Elisa. Today your voice is low. Can you raise it a bit?
Yes.
All right.
Tan A is negative 4/2.
Get close to your mic. Tan A is what?
Negative 4/3.
Negative 4/3. Any questions? Cassandra, do you have any issues? Sandra.
Kakopi.
Okay, so let's take some more examples. Given that cos x is equal to 5/13, where x is reflex, and tan y is equal to 3/4, where y is reflex. Without using tables or calculators, evaluate sine x minus y. I cos x minus y, and then I tan x plus y. Great. Given that cos x is cos x is 3/5, not 5/3. The cosine of an angle cannot have a value more than 1, so it should be actually 5/13. That is what I meant. 5/13. Okay. Given that cos x is 5/13, where x is reflex, tan y 3/4, where y is also reflex. Without using tables or calculators, we should evaluate those expressions: sine x minus y, cos x minus y, tan x plus y. Good. So as I did the first one, we will have to draw the right angle triangles in their respective quadrants. Good. So the first one, cos x equal to 5/13, where x is reflex. We learned the last time that a reflex angle is any angle between 180 and 360. Now, in that range between 180 and 360, the cosine is positive only in the fourth quadrant in that range. And so this is going to be a right triangle. We have the angle x here, and then the sides, we have 5, and then this is 13. Why do I keep writing 5/3? 5/13. Okay, so we're going to use the Pythagoras theorem to find the other side, and I don't think that it's going to be any difficult thing for us to do. Now let's bring on the other information. Tan y equal to 3/4, where y is also reflex. The reflex angle, as I indicated not long ago, is any angle in the range 180 to 360. Now in that range, the tangent is positive in the third quadrant, that is between 180 and 270. So our right angle triangle will be in this quadrant. This is the angle y. The sides, we have 3 and then 4. Good. Now let's go back to the first drawing. Cassandra, what to be the length of the remaining side? I'm talking about the triangle we got from the fact that cos x is 5/13. If you work out the length of the other side, what do you get?
12.
You're going to get 12. So this is 12. Let's go to the other triangle. That one is small trouble. I'll put the answer there, 5. Great. So now let's go to the rest of the work. Elisa, give us the expansion for sine x minus y.
It will be sine x cos y
Cos y, yes.
minus cos x sine y.
Cos x sine y. Good. So we go back to our triangles and then find those ratios and make substitution. Now, what is sine x? Elisa, go ahead. Sine x will be
Sine x is 5/13.
5/13, but you have to check the quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, sine has a negative value. So what should that be?
5/13.
Negative 5/13. Thank you. Then what is cos y?
Then cos y is negative 4/5.
Yes, negative 4/5. Jedida, it's your turn. What is cos x? Okay, cos x was already what was given, so I don't need to ask. Let me just write 5/13.
Cos x is 5/13.
Cos x is given.
So
Cos x
exactly
is given. I won't ask you.
5/13.
So what is sine y?
So what that took out? Sine y, okay.
Yes.
Opposite over what graph? I put in. So 3 or C negative 3/5.
Negative 3/5. All right. Use your calculators, do all that had to be done and give me the answer. I'm waiting for it. Cassandra, do you have an answer and can you share with us?
Copy. I had
Cassandra.
Mr. Kofi, please. I had 7 on 13.
7 on 13. I don't think so. I don't think so. You see, the first product should be 20/65.
That's correct.
No.
So
20/65 plus 15/65. Okay, it is when you have reduced it to the simplest form, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So when you reduce it to the lowest term, what do you get?
7 on 13.
7 on 13. All right. Cassandra, give us the expansion for cos x minus y.
So cos x minus y is cos x cos y. My plus sine x sine y.
Sine x sine y. Okay, so at this point, I want to make a substitution. Cos x was already has already been given 5/13. Cos y should be negative 4/5. Sine x, we have also found sine x, that is negative 5/13. And then sine y, we found that to be negative 3/5. Negative 3/5. All right, Jedediah, give us the result. Jedediah, I am waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm coming. The answer is -1 on 13.
-1/13.
Yes.
To the rest of you, can you confirm?
Yes, please.
-1/13. Okay. -1/13. Jedediah, we want to find tan x plus y. Give us the expansion. Tan x plus y. Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
tan x plus tan y over 1 minus
1 minus, yes.
x tan y.
Okay, so let's make the substitution. Jedediah, what is tan x?
X
Mm-hmm.
-5 on 12.
Tan x, -5 on 12. Okay. -5 on 12. Mm-hmm. Then tan y. Jedediah, you're going to do the rest of the work. So just be alert and give us the response as soon as I.
Y.
What is tan y? Well, I think tan y was given as 3/4. Okay. So 3/4 all over 1 minus -3/12. 3/4.
It's not -3, it's -5.
Oh, sorry. Let me change all of that. Okay, so 1 minus -5 over 12, and then tan y is 3/4. All right. So you do all that evaluation and let me get the results. Please do that quickly. Do that quickly.
16 on 63.
16 on 63. Girls, can you confirm the answer?
Yes, Mr. Kofi.
16 on 63. All right. I'll give you the last one to try your hands on, and then we shall move on to the next item. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions, please? Elisa, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Cassandra, do you have any questions?
No, Mr. Kofi.
This morning, people are flexing. And Jedediah, then he will respond with his deep voice. Yes. Jedediah, do you sing for your school choir?
Please look.
You are wasting talent.
Hey,
You know that.
talent.
Ah, you don't know you have talent. This deep voice.
It's
In
not
other
for
places. Or your voice is croaky, so you don't even want to irritate people's ears. Okay. So let's look at this one, and then we move on to the next item. It reads, given that, is it? Given that sine A is equal to 1 over root 10, and sine B is equal to negative 1 over root 3, where A is acute. Wait, please wait. Let me. It's rather cos B. Given that sine A is 1 over root 10 and cos B is negative 1 over 3, where A is obtuse, where A, oh, what is happening? Where A is obtuse and B is reflex without using tables or calculators. Without using tables or calculators, evaluate I sine A plus B, and then I sine 2B, I cos A plus B. All right. I hope that this can be done within some 2 to 5 minutes. So do that quickly and let's get to the next item. Okay, I guess we have finished writing. So Jedediah, you'll be the lead. We want to solve this question. Jedediah.
Mr. Coach,
Mm-hmm.
the second one, the third, this is the cos A plus B.
Yes, cos A plus B.
Thank you.
Okay, the way you have asked, it means that it doesn't look too clear. So let me write it well. I hope that it appears clearly now. Jedediah, where are you?
Sir.
Yes.
Is that you sine A is equal to 1 over root 10. You draw. You draw.
Just go ahead.
You draw.
Yeah. So where is the right angle triangle going to be? In what quadrant?
That is obtuse.
Mm-hmm.
And the second.
Okay. So we have the A here. The sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so we have 1, and this is root 10. Jedediah, by Pythagoras theorem, what is the length of the other side? Work it out and let me have it.
So it is 3.
It is what?
3.
Cassandra, is that answer correct?
Yes, please.
Okay. So that's the done. Let's go to the next information. Cos B is negative 1 over root 3. Where do we put it? Jedediah.
So the result is B reflex. So
Mm.
it will be in the 4th.
Jedediah says the angle is going to be B is going to be in the 4th quadrant. Girls, you agree with him? Hello, Elisa and Cassandra. Is the angle the angle going to be in the 4th quadrant? Is it going to lie in the 4th quadrant?
Yes.
Why?
No.
Reflex angles are angles spanning from the 3rd to the 4th. All angles bigger than 180 are reflex angles, and they span from the 3rd quadrant to the 4th. Now, in the 4th quadrant, the cosine of an angle there is not negative. In the 4th quadrant, the cosine of an angle there is not negative, it is positive. So if the cosine is negative, then the triangle cannot be in the 4th quadrant. It must be in what quadrant? It must be in the 3rd quadrant. Please, I hope you get the explanation I have given.
Yes, please.
Yes, the reflex angle, spans from 180 to 360. That is between 180 and 360. Okay. Now, if it is in the 4th quadrant, the cosine of the angle there will be positive. But here the cosine is negative, so then the angle will have to be in the 3rd quadrant. All right. So we have the B here. This is B. And then the ratio given was 1 over root 3. So we're going to have the adjacent to be 1. And then the hypotenuse is root 3. Elisa, by Pythagoras theorem, what is the length of the other side? Elisa.
Mr. Kofi.
Yes. By Pythagoras theorem, what's the length of the remaining side? Root 2.
Yes.
Jedediah, is that answer correct? Jedediah.
Yeah.
Cassandra.
Yes, this is correct.
Root 2. Okay. So this is root 2. All right. Now I think we said we should be able to get the values of the expressions. All right. So let's go to Jedediah. Jedediah, what is the expansion for sine A plus B?
The sine A plus B is
Yes.
sine A cos B plus cos A sine B.
Good. So now let's make the substitution. Sine A is 1 over root 10. Cos B is negative 1 over root 3. Cos A. Jedediah, what is cos A?
Cos A over hypotenuse.
Yes.
3 over negative 3 over root 10.
Good. Negative 3 over root 10. And then sine B.
Sine B. Opposite. Where is it? Over hypotenuse. Or silicon. Negative root 2 over root 3.
Okay. So you have negative root 2 over root 3. All right. Girls, can you do the evaluation and give the answer surely you're going to get something in the said form, but I'll be grateful if you are able to rationalize the denominator. So take your time, do all of that rationalization, and give the final answer. I'm waiting for it.
That could be.
Yes.
So answer is 6 root 5 minus root 10 all on 30.
6 root 5 minus root 10 all on 30. Elisa, is that what you got?
Mr. Kofi, root 15, sorry.
Which one is the root 15?
6 root 15.
6 root 15 minus root 10. Okay, so let me write it all the way again. 6 root 15 minus root 10 over 30. That's what you got.
Yes.
Jedidiah, is that the answer?
So, I got minus root 30 plus root 10.
Minus?
Root 30.
What I'm saying is that you simplify the expression and give me your final answer. Certainly the answer is going to be in the said form, but I should not see the square root in the denominator in your answer.
I know, so like you see, 6 root 15 minus root 10. I got minus root 30. That's what I'm saying. Over 30.
Root 30 over 30.
Yes.
So this answer is not correct.
I don't know.
Elisa, what did you get?
6 root 15 minus root 30 on 30.
6 root 50 minus root 30
Yes.
on 30. Cassandra, but you are saying 6 root 15 minus root 10. Did you say 30 and I took it to mean 10?
Murakopi, they are right.
They are right. Okay. So 6 root 15 minus evaluate sine 2b. How do we get sine 2b? Cassandra.
Murakopi, I didn't know the one you went.
Do we have more than one Cassandra in this house?
I didn't hear.
Get away. Yes.
We have sine B plus B.
Okay, that's great. So you make it sine B plus B. All right, so do the expansion for us.
We have sine B cos B plus cos B sine B.
Cos B sine B. Good. Clearly, this can be simplified. So if you simplify, what do you have?
Sine B cos B.
It is what?
2 sine B cos B.
2 sine B cos B. Good. So we make substitution from this point. We have 2 the sine B. What is the sine B? Sine B. What is sine B? Cassandra, what is sine B?
Jacobi sine B is so have negative root 2 on root 3.
Oh, why don't we write negative what? Root 2 on root 3. Okay. And then what is the cos B?
cos B.
Half
Yes.
of cos B is already there, negative 1 over root 3. All right. So put all of this together. You should have. Hello.
Mr. Kofi,
Yes.
you should have 2 root 2 on 3.
2 root 2 on 3. All right. So that is sign 2b. Elisa.
Mr. Kofi.
Elisa, how are you?
Fine.
Today your voice is down. Are you not well?
I'm okay.
It's just that you've not had the opportunity to fill the sack. Don't worry, we'll close. Today you have only one lesson, so tell the breakfast to wait. You will come after it soon.
Yes.
That is in about 30 or so minutes. Yes, give us the expansion for cos A plus B.
So cos A cos B.
Cos A cos B. Where I have written it looks too far. Cos A cos B, yes.
Minus sin A sin B.
Sin A sin B. Okay, so do the substitution for us.
Okay, so cos A is negative 3 over root 10.
Negative 3 over root 10, yes.
Cos B is negative 1 over root 3.
Negative 1 over root 3. Minus
Sin A is 1 over root 10.
1 over root 10,
And
yes.
sin B is negative root 2 on root 3.
Negative root 2 on root 3. All right. You have got calculators. Even though it says without using calculator, what do you mean by without using calculator is not finding what the value of the angles are before you find the ratio. That's what we mean. But it does not mean that we should not use the calculator to do evaluation at this point. Good. So you do your evaluation and tell me what the answer is.
Mr. Kofi, please, I have 3 root 30 plus 2 root 15 over 30.
3 root 30 plus 2 root 15 all on 30. Cassandra, can you confirm the answer?
Yes, Mr. Kofi.
Okay, that's great. Permit me to add this question. It was not part of it, but let me just add that. If you want to find tan 2a, Jedidiah, how would we go about it? Tan 2a.
Tan 2a. There's not the same thing as we did there.
It's not the same as what?
How we did a sin 2b.
Yeah, so give me the expansion for tan 2a. That's what I mean.
Tan A plus A.
Tan A plus A. Comedian, you. So you give the expansion.
You have to take back your words.
Okay, I've taken it back.
Yes.
You give the expansion.
Tan A.
Tan A. Yeah, go ahead.
What are you doing?
Oh, we are doing the expansion for tan A plus A.
Tan A plus tan A over 1 minus tan A tan A.
Okay. All right. So this can be simplified further. You're going to have 2 tan A over 1 minus tan A all square. Okay, or you can say tan square A. All right, so let's make the substitution. I don't have much space, but I think I can squeeze it here. We have 2, the tan A. What is tan A? Tan A. Elisa, what is tan A?
The tan A is negative 1/3.
Good. So negative 1/3 all over 1 minus the same tan A, which is negative 1/3, but this is going to be squared. All right. So you do what has to be done and give the answer. Cassandra, can you do the evaluation quickly and tell us what you get?
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
The professor, I had -3/4.
Negative 3/4. That is from Cassandra. Jedediah, what have you got?
I'm coming.
Okay. Elisa,
This I had the
what exactly is same?
negative 3/4.
Negative 3/4. Okay. Good. You have done well. You've done well. Let's go to another important item. In fact, I wanted to do multiple angles, but from these examples, I'm talking about the fact that we could see clearly that sine 2b is just sine b plus b, and tan 2a is tan a plus a. I don't think that it's important. It's necessary to do that. So let's skip that and go to another important item, and that is solution of trigonometric equations. Solution of trigonometric equations. Solution of trigonometric equations. Okay. So let me go to the next page. Solution of trigonometric equations. Good. Now let's go back to this. What is sine 30? Hello.
The professor,
Mm-hmm.
1/2.
1/2. Great. Now let me ask. Can you give me that obtuse angle whose acute angle equivalent will be 30 degrees? Mm-hmm. Can you give me that obtuse angle which can be expressed in terms of the acute angle 30?
The professor,
Please, do you understand my question?
yeah.
Do you understand the question?
Oh, Mr. Professor.
Okay, this is what I mean. I'm going to put a drawing on your screen. If I have an obtuse angle theta here, that obtuse angle will have an acute angle equivalent of 30 degrees. So what is that theta?
150.
150. Okay. So this theta is 150 degrees. Let's go to sine 150. What do we have?
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
I may not understand what I do. The first one, you said what?
Jedediah, were you listening to me?
Mm,
You were not listening. Clearly from your question, you were not listening. But don't worry, I'll pardon you. The title is Solution of Trigonometric Equations. Okay. Then after the title, I asked that, oh, can you give me the value of sine 30? Then Cassandra gave 1/2. Do you agree with that answer?
yes, sir.
Okay. Then I asked, do we have an obtuse angle such that its acute angle equivalent will be 30 degrees. It was a little bit of a struggle to get the answer. So I went to the drawing on the right and I said that let the acute angle be the theta there. So the obtuse angle. Let that obtuse angle be the theta there, such that its acute angle equivalent is 30. So what is that theta? What did you give as the answer? There's some obtuse angle such that if you find the corresponding acute angle with the horizontal axis, you get 30. So what is that obtuse angle?
150.
150. Then what I asked is, what is the sine of 150?
What is the sine of 150?
If you work out sine 150, what do you get?
1 on 2.
You get 1/2. Please pay attention.
Okay. Now, ask a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Is this sine 30? We go half. So that's why. Oh, see. So that's why it's in the second quadrant. Because you got the bottom answer.
I didn't say sine 30 is half. So because it is in the second quadrant, I was driving at something. So wait for me to get there. Then you can get what I mean. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now let's try and do something here. Class, if I gave you this equation, sine x equal to 1/2, how would you solve it? Ordinarily, you write x is equal to sine inverse of what? Half. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
Good. And when you find sine inverse of half, even though you know the answer, let's try and verify that on the calculator. What is sine inverse of half?
Please, what did you say?
What is the sine inverse of 1/2?
30.
You have 30 degrees. Okay. So at this point, we conclude that x is 30. But it does not mean that 30 degrees is the only angle whose sine is half. There is another angle we can get whose sine is half. How do we get that angle? This is what we do. When we look at the trig ratios of the angles, we said that here all of them are positive. That is a sine, cosine, tangent are positive. Let me write all of them. Okay, I think I can erase this one. Sine theta is positive, cos theta is positive, tan theta is also positive here. In the second quadrant, sine theta is positive, cos theta is negative, tan theta is negative. In the third quadrant, sine theta is negative, cos theta is negative, tan theta is positive. In the fourth quadrant, sine theta is negative, cos theta is positive, tan theta is negative. What this one means is that if you find a sine of an unknown angle and the answer is positive, it doesn't mean that that unknown angle is acute only. It could be that the angle is acute or the angle is obtuse. Let me make this point clear. From this table, we have seen that if we find a sine of an angle we do not know, and the value of that ratio is a positive value, it could be that the unknown angle is an angle in the first quadrant, or the unknown angle is an angle in the second quadrant. Please, are you following what I'm doing?
Yes, please.
Mr. Kofi, can you please go back?
Okay. I'm saying that look at this chart, the one I have just circled in blue. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
If I find the sine of an acute angle, I will get a positive result, right? In the
Yes.
same way, if I find the sine of an obtuse angle, I will also get a positive result. So what I'm saying is that if in one instance I solve an equation sine theta is equal to say 0.8, this answer here 0.8 is positive. The conclusion we draw is that the unknown angle theta can be in the first quadrant. The same unknown angle theta can be in the second quadrant. That's the point I am talking about. Is that point clear?
Yes, please.
Good. So yes, I started from some illustrations. Sine 30 is equal to half, sine 150 is equal to half. So by solving the equation sine x equal to half and solving for x, you know that the other angle is surely 150. Now let's go to the sine theta equal to 0.8. If sine theta is equal to 0.8, then the theta will be equal to sine inverse of 0.8. The calculator will give only the acute angle. What is the sine inverse of 0.8? By the way, before you even work that one, we should understand that the unknown angle we are going to solve for can be an acute angle. Are you there? The same unknown angle can be what? An obtuse angle. Are you with me?
Yes, please.
Good. The calculator will give us the acute angle. So let's use the calculator and get the acute angle. Sine inverse of 0.8.
53.13.
Okay, so 53.1. Let's just take 53.1. But how do we get the obtuse angle? Such that when we find the sine of that obtuse angle, it is also going to be 53.1. It is simple. We can do it this way. Watch. You see the cross I have drawn in blue. The 53.1 in the first quadrant is not a problem, but I want to get the obtuse angle that will also make the equation true. So this is what you do. You put the 53.1 here. Are you with me?
Yes,
So
please.
the remaining angle, which is obtuse, is going to be this part. Class, what will be the size of the angle I have marked in with a black arc?
126.9.
How do you get the 126.9?
I subtracted the 53.1 from 180.
Okay, I like that. I hope the rest of you are paying attention and following what she's saying.
Yes, please.
Good. The calculator has given us the first result, which is 53.1. But to get the second result, we can come back to our drawing and say that, oh, apart from the 53.1, which is acute, we can also get an obtuse angle. And to get the obtuse angle, it is just 180 minus the 53.1. And it will give us the, it said 126.9. Is that correct?
Yes, please.
Okay. The point I want to make here is that as you solve a trigonometric equation, there isn't only one value for the variable angle. Are you there? As you solve a trigonometric equation, we should not expect only one value for the variable angle. We should have more than one value. Good. We'll put all of this in a shape that we will write. But the development of the understanding is very, very important. Let's look at another scenario. If I wrote, permit me to erase the information I'll put on the left so I can have some space. If I gave you an equation like tan, I gave you equation tan y is a 1 over root 3, for example. What we should understand here is that the angle y can be what and what? The unknown angle, it can be what?
Okay.
Okay, let me ask. In what quadrant can we do, should we expect the angle y to lie?
Yes,
It should be what? The first and then what? The third quadrant. Jedediah, are you there?
Please, yes.
The unknown angle can be in the first quadrant. It can also be in what? In the third quadrant. Because in the first and third, the tangent is positive. To get the angle in the first quadrant is simple. How do we get a y? We have tan inverse of 1 over root 3. What is that?
y is 30.
It is what?
30.
30 degrees. That is the acute angle. The angle in the first quadrant. How do we get the angle in the third quadrant? Let's use the technique I adopted when I was solving the first one. We know tan is positive in the first and in the third. Now, assuming that the angle is in the third quadrant, it means that we'll be looking at all of this. That is the angle in the third quadrant. You get it? Good. But you see, to find the tangent of that angle in the third quadrant, what do? We only use the acute angle equivalent. The acute angle equivalent, which I'm going to mark in blue, is the 30. This is the 30 degrees. So how do we get the reflex angle, the one in black? How do we get the reflex angle?
Okay.
We
We add 30 to 180.
add 30 to 180. We add 30 to 180. So here, we've seen that apart from y equal to tan inverse of 30, tan inverse of 1 over 3, which gives you 30, the next angle will be what? 180 plus the 30 degrees. Guys, I hope you are all following what I'm doing. Okay. Let me do the last one. If I gave you, say, an equation involving the cosine, again, I'll have to erase this because of space, but we shall come back and look at it one more time. So let me erase this one. I gave you an equation involving the cosine. So I've written that maybe cos theta is, let me still take the 1 over 2. I like to do with the terminating decimals. Okay. Here, what are the deductions we can make? If cos theta is 1 over 2, in what quadrant do we expect the theta to lie? Jedediah?
The first and the fourth.
It's going to be the first and the fourth. The calculator will give us the angle in the first quadrant. So here, to get that one, theta is going to be cos inverse of half. And this is what?
60.
60 degrees. So how do we get the other angle? We put our cross there. But this thing, as you grow, you may find a much quicker way of getting the answers. The angle is supposed to be in the first quadrant and in the fourth quadrant. If the angle is in the fourth quadrant, class, then it means that it is here. This is the 60. You get it? Good. The 60 degrees that we have, this is where we're going to put it. But what we are looking for as the angle in the fourth quadrant, which is reflex, is all of this. All of this. So how do we get the rest? How do we get the other angle?
Okay.
Yes, this one I want Elisa to answer. Elisa, how do we get the other angle?
Yes, sir. So please, the other angle is 270 plus 30, 300.
We want to make use of the 60. We want to make use of the 60 we have found. 270 plus 30 is okay. That is correct. It will give the answer. But I want you to construct an expression that will bring the 60 you have found. So it should be what?
360 minus 60.
Aha. We have 360 minus the 60. Good. Can we do a generalization from the illustrations I've made? I started with the sine. I went to the cosine. I went to the tangent. From the sine, I went to the cosine, I went to the tangent. If the equation is involving the ratio sign, we get the calculator will give the first angle, which is the acute angle. To get the obtuse angle, what did we do? We subtracted the acute angle from 180. I hope it's there for you to refer to. So to get the acute angle, the calculator gives that. But to get the next angle, which will be obtuse, it is 180 minus the acute angle. When we came to the tangent, we saw that we had to add 180 to the first angle that we got. When we came to the cosine, what did we do? We subtracted 360 from the first angle or the acute angle that the calculator provides. Okay, so this is how we are going to go about it. All right, I hope that all of this can go. Okay, then I can start afresh where we can document some of the things. Any questions, by the way? But what we haven't done is that, okay, if the ratio was negative, how do we get the other angles? Maybe we do that before we come to the generalization. Can I erase what I have on my right involving the sign? Okay, so now let's look at something. If I give you a question like this, and I'm going to write it on the right side in green, sine x is equal to, say, negative 0.5. Class, where do we expect the x to be? If sine x is equal to negative 0.5, that angle, that x, in what quadrant do we expect it to be? A. Yes.
It's going to be in the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant.
It is going to be in the third quadrant and in the fourth quadrant. Do you get it, guys?
Yes, please.
Hello. If sin x is equal to negative 0.5, we expect the angle to be in the third or in the fourth. Is that correct? Okay, so how do we solve? We're going to have to solve this one. We'll write x is equal to sine inverse negative 0.5. So what is sine inverse of negative 0.5?
Negative 30.
We have negative 30 degrees. Okay. Now let's see how we get our answers. How do we get the answers? We know the angle is expected to be in what? In the fourth and the third. So the negative 30 we have had is not an answer. Are you with me?
Yes.
Hello, Jedediah and then Elisa.
Yes.
The negative 30 cannot be an answer to our question. The calculator will give us negative 30, that's all right. But the negative 30 cannot be an answer to our question. It cannot be part of the solution because we know that the angle is expected to be in what? In the third and in the fourth. So how do we get there? Let's draw the plane. The 30 is going to be here. The first one, I'm going to do this twice. Our 30. This is our 30. But what we are looking for, if an angle is in the third quadrant, it is a reflex angle. So we are going to read the angle from here up to this. What to be our angle? Hello. What is the size of that angle?
Okay.
210.
Aha. Now you see this 210, eh? This 210 that we have. Watch. I'm going to put it in a very interesting way. This 210 degrees. Do you know that we can write it as 180 minus negative 30? Do you agree with me?
Yes, please.
Yes. If the answer were positive, you see, when we're solving the previous question involving the sine, you said that when you get the first angle, how did you get the second angle? It was 180 minus the first. I hope you remember that conclusion. So the 210 we have, it can equally be 180 minus the negative 30. All right. How do we get the other angle? How do we get the other angle? So once you understand that, oh, it is going to be in this quadrant, then even that negative 30 and whatever, I don't think that's necessary. So let me take that one off. Now let me draw the other diagram so that we can find the other angle. This is it. We have the 30 degrees is going to be here. This is the 30. But we are looking at an angle anti-clockwise. All of this. So what is the other angle here? Hey, what is that other angle?
330.
This is 330 degrees. Now, just to be sure that we've got the result, you have calculators. Can we punch sine 210? What is sine 210?
Negative half.
Negative half. Can we point sign 330?
Negative half.
Okay, good. So that's how it is done. I think that I have given enough background and that the questions that will follow should be very easy to solve. So all of this are going to go away. Then I can put the stuff that I want to give you there. So this is going. All right. So now we go to the title one more time. Solution of trig equations. As a guide, let's put this one there. Sine theta is positive, cos theta is positive, sine tan is positive. In the other quadrant, we have sine theta is positive, cos theta is negative, tan theta is also negative. In the third quadrant, sine theta is negative, cos theta is also negative, but tan theta is positive. Then in the fourth quadrant, we have sine theta to be negative, cos theta to be positive, but tan theta to be negative. All right, so let's look at this. Solve the following equations where then you write this one, theta. Okay, so one will write sine theta equal to, let me bring 0.8. Then 2 cos theta is 0.5. Then 3 tan theta is 1. Then 4 sine theta is negative 0.4. Cos theta, that is V, cos theta is negative 0.75, and then VI tan theta is negative root 3/2. Good. So having given the background, I think that it will be very easy to go through this. Cassandra, so you start for us. We're going to get the solution to the first one. We have sine theta. This is 0.8. So what is theta here?
Theta is
sine inverse 0.8, and this is
circle 2 minutes. This is 30. No,
0.8.
sorry,
8.
53.72.
53.1
1, 2.
degrees. And then the other angle, how do you get the other angle?
The other angle. So,
Mhm.
1,
I think we
80.
have to show how we get the other angle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So here we'll have the 53 here. This is a 53.1. 53.1. So this one becomes the obtuse angle. Okay, so here, and that obtuse angle is 180 minus 53.1. So we will have, therefore, theta to be equal to 53.1 degrees. And then the other one is, hey, 180 minus 53.1, what do you get?
126.9.
126.9 degrees. Later, you may not need to draw that, but because I am teaching, I have to show how that one comes about. Good. So let's go to the next one. Jedidiah, cos theta is 0.5. Cos theta, this is 0.5. So what is theta?
Cos inverse of 0.5.
Cos inverse 0.5, and that is, what is that?
60.
60 degrees. Okay, so how do we get the other angle? We put the, so the 60 is going to be here. This is a 60 degrees. So the reflex angle, this is the reflex. So here our reflex angle is 360 minus the 60. This is 300. So we write that, therefore, theta is 60 degrees and then 300 degrees. Hey, who has joined us? Who has just joined? Elisa, check the attendance. Who has joined?
Blessing.
Hey, Blessing, you are too much. Well, she's coming to us with the blessings. But she's lucky because ordinarily it is 8. By now, we should have closed. Blessing, hope you are doing well.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. I have recorded this lesson. So when I finish, I'll upload it and give you the link. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I recorded a lesson. So when I finish, I'll post the link there and then you play. When you finish playing and you have issues, you call, we can sort it out. All right. So Elisa, let's go to the third question. We have tan theta is equal to 1. So what is theta?
45.
Tan inverse of 1. This is 45 degrees. So how do we get the other angle? We have, put a cross here, the 45. This is the 45. So the other obtuse angle, is it obtuse? The other reflex angle is going to be, let me use the blue arc to show. This is the reflex. Okay, so we see that the reflex is going to be 180 plus the 45, and that is 225. 5 degrees. So here, the theta is going to be 45 degrees and then 225 degrees. All right, if you finish writing, let me know so we can go to the next page. Can I go to the next page? Elisa, can I go to the next page?
Yes, please.
Cassandra, what about you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the next question is sine theta equal to negative 0.4. Here we know that right away the theta is either in what quadrant? Theta is either in what quadrant? In
The
in
third or
third
fourth.
or
Fourth.
fourth, yes, quadrant. Okay. Theta is either in the third or in the fourth quadrant. So now let's go ahead. Sine theta is negative 0.4. So the theta here is sine inverse negative 0.4. What is that angle equal to?
Negative 23.6.
Negative 23.6 degrees. Okay, so we're going to draw. If it is in the third quadrant, then the 23.6 is here. Okay, so the angle that we are looking for is all of this. And what is that equal to? Yes.
203.6.
203.6 degrees. Or, okay, or we draw it like this. In the fourth quadrant, the 23.6 is going to be here. So what we are looking for is all of this. And what is that angle?
336.4.
336.4 degrees. So here our theta is equal to 203 or 336.4 degrees. Is it going well? Hello, 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 hello. Jedediah, do you follow what we are doing?
Yes, sir.
Great. All right. Let's try and finish the last two questions and then, or maybe one of the questions and then you take the rest. You go and do it on your own. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Jedediah, can you read the next question?
Cos theta is equal to negative 0.75.
Negative 0.75. So here, where do we expect the theta to be? Theta is either, I'm not saying that in an exam write all of this, but because I am teaching, I have to make all those emphasis. Theta is either in what quadrant?
second or third.
It's in second or third quadrant. Okay. Good. So here, let us work out what the theta is. We have cos theta. This is negative 0.75. So theta is the cos inverse negative 0.75. And that should be, yes, you are going to give the answer.
138.6.
138 point what?
6.
41.4.
Hey,
Hey, my friend, what are you talking about?
Hey, so is it negative? Okay. So yes, it's correct. 138.5 or 6.
138.6.
6.
138.6. Okay. 138.6 degrees. Good. Now, how do we show the 138.6? Because the 138.6 is not an acute angle. Do you agree with me?
yes.
The 138.6 is not an acute angle. So how do we show it? This is what we do. You have, oh, I've done this one too big. The 138.6 is not an acute angle. So it means that it's going to start from here. Watch. This is 138.6. And it has already given us one of the angles. Are you there? Hello, 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 hello.
Yes, Mr. Kofi.
It will give us one of the angles. If you want to confirm, you just type in cos 138.6. What is cos 138.6?
Negative 0.75.
So because 138.6, we are going to start. You see, all the angles are to be measured with respect to the horizontal axis. They should be measured with respect to the horizontal axis. So once it is more than the 90, then it should start from the positive and come there. Or it should be like this. Watch this. We are saying that the angle is either in the third quadrant or in what? In the second quadrant. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hello, 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 hello. We said the angle is either in the second quadrant or in the third quadrant. So what we have done here is in the second quadrant. Now, if the angle is to be in the third quadrant, how would you draw it? It will be like this. Wait. The 138.6 will be here. Are you there?
Yes, please.
So
Yeah.
what will be the required angle? The required angle is the one I have in blue. What is the size of the angle in blue?
Mr. Kofi. It is 221.4.
Wait, come again.
221.4.
231.
2. The 2, they are 2. 221.
221. Okay. 221 point what?
4.
4 degrees. 221.4 degrees. Okay, so can you find cos 221.4 degrees just to be sure that the answer is negative 0.75?
Yes, please.
Okay. So that is it. You see, this analysis is very, very helpful. Once you know that the angle you are looking for must be in some quadrant, it should be confirmed by your analysis. So here we write that, therefore, theta is 138.6 degrees or 221.4 degrees. All right. I think we should do the last one. We should do the last one, and then I said I was going to give it as assignment, but let's do it today. You don't have any lesson after this one, so let's do that, and then we'll close. Okay. All right. Can I go to the next page? I want to go to the next page. Can I do that?
Yes.
These guys are flexing. Okay. So let's go to the next page. Cassandra, what was that question? I think it's the last one. Yes.
Theta is equal to negative root 3 on 2.
Negative root 3 on 2. So here, theta is in what quadrant? Theta is either in what quadrant?
The second or fourth quadrant.
Second or fourth quadrant. It's very good to see this way, so then it will guide you as to what kind of answers that you should have. Okay, so we go ahead and solve.
Solving the last question.
Yeah, we are solving the last question. Okay, Elisa. So if tan theta is negative root 3 over 2, what is theta? Tan inverse, negative root 3 over 2. What do we get? Elisa.
Negative 40.8.
Negative
40.89.
Are you sure?
Yes, please.
Root 3 over 2.
Negative root 3 over
Okay. So negative
40.89.
So let's take negative 40.9 degrees. We know that our answer is expected to be in the second or the third. So let's draw. We're going to put a drawing here. In the third quadrant, in the second quadrant, then this is the 40.9. Let me write it again. 40.9. Okay. So what we are looking for is all of this. What is the size of that angle?
139.1.
139.1 degrees. Or in the fourth quadrant, we're going to have the 40.9. This is a 40. 40.9. So we are looking for all of this. What is that equal to?
Mr. Kofi, 319.1.
319.1 degrees. Okay, so can we find tan 139.1 to see whether we get the negative root 3/2, and then tan 319.1 to see if we can get those answers.
Yes, please.
Do we get those answers?
Yes, please.
Okay, so here we write that therefore theta is equal to 139.1 degrees and then 319.1. Hey, look at the delegates. Do you see the pattern? Interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
Jedediah, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Someone just whispered to me that I should give you some takeaway. So this is your takeaway. Solve
Who is that?
for theta in the interval 0 less than theta 360 degrees. So 1, I have 2 sine theta minus 0.8, no, plus 0.8 is equal to 0. Then 2 5 tan theta minus root 2. No, this plus root 2 is equal to 1. Then the last one, the third one, cos theta plus, no, this cos theta minus 2/5 is equal to 0. Okay. So this is the set of questions I want you to try your hands on. When I meet you next week, we shall discuss it. Please, between now and Monday is quite a lot of time. So I expect you to answer these questions before the week starts. All right. Any questions? Jedediah, do you have any questions?
Oh, sir.
Any comments? Jedediah?
Sir, no.
Elisa, any comments? Any
When we
questions?
end exactly.
No, please.
Cassandra, any questions? Any comments?
Oh, please.
All right. So
Sir,
end here and continue. Yes, Jedediah.
the one we end. Sir, like we did.
Oh, next week I'll tell you. But surely we are not meeting on Friday. We are not meeting on Friday next week. So that is out. I'll tell you. Okay.
If you don't get me again, there, it means that I'm not
Jedediah.
coming. See, I've changed my
Jedediah.
number. Yesterday I changed my number. So,
Why did you change your number?
I was going to register. I was going to that time they were registering, and they said I cannot use that number, so I have to get a new number.
Jedediah,
Yes.
you have to attend the class until that day I say, okay, after today, we are not continuing. So Monday, I expect to see you. Tuesday, I expect to see you, and the days ahead. I am the one who will announce the last day the lessons will end. But surely Friday will not be part. Okay?
So, I'm going to tell you.
Bye-bye, and have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye, Mr. Kofi.